So, what's up, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk Michael back at it again with another video. Vikings, you knew this video was coming, but you may be surprised a little bit because it didn't come out on draft night or the day after you guys selected JJ McCarthy. Now, I will say this, at least you didn't trade a ransom to get him, like trade from the 11th spot to the number 3, 4, or 5 spot to select JJ McCarthy. Now, I will say this. It wasn't bad that you guys didn't trade up to get him. Like, you technically did, but it was only one spot to get him. But I'll say this. And I'm going to be unbiased because if you don't know, already know, I am a Chicago Bears fan, and I don't like the Minnesota Vikings, which people think that this is me being biased. No, I actually like some of y'all players. Like, I really like Justin Jefferson. I feel like he needs to leave the Vikings if he wants to have a successful career. Jordan Addison, I think he has potential, but he has to clean up some illegal issues that he had with the speeding. But my bias towards my reasons of saying that JJ is going to suck does not have to do with the fact of the Minnesota Viking. He's a Minnesota Viking. It has to do with the fact that he just doesn't, like, if you look at the quarterbacks from Caleb Williams to Drake May to Jaden Daniels to even Bo Nix. And when you look at those quarterbacks, at least they have some highlight reels that you can go off of. There's really no highlights of JJ McCarthy. The only reason why he's being in the conversation of being a top quarterback in this class is because of the simple fact that he was on the team that won the national championship. Let's keep it a buck. If McCarthy never, let's just say, take McCarthy off of the Michigan team, do you really think anything changes? No, they still would have done the exact same thing regardless. And if you watch every single Michigan game, Jim Harbaugh is way better than Kevin O'Connell. Because you want to know what separates Harbaugh from Kevin O'Connell is Harbaugh knows how to scheme JJ. Kevin O'Connell's not going to do that. Because the one thing that JJ had in Michigan was a good run game. Does Minnesota have that? Ever since Dalvin Cook got cut, they have not had a good run game ever since Dalvin Cook got cut. Now, they do have some weapons, all right? They have better weapons than Michigan. But the problem is Michigan knows how to scheme people open for JJ. For Minnesota, it's being moored as an air raid offense, which JJ is horrible, which you already saw at the combine. His deep arm accuracy is pretty horrible. If you watch the combine, he was overthrowing people on simple like cross routes and dink and dunk routes. The only thing that JJ McCarthy is good for is basically run the football, which the Vikings don't have a good run game. I mean, do you guys still have Xavier Madison? Or you guys added Aaron Jones. But let's be honest. Aaron Jones is more as a receiving back than he is a running back. So, without a good run game, what does JJ really have? And plus, people want to say, oh, he's not going to start. Dude, he's eventually going to start because you want to know why? Because they have Sam Darnold starting. You're not going to learn anything from Sam Darnold. He's a journeyman quarterback who sucked on the Jets, who on the last game of the year, I mean, he was actually mid for the Panthers. But as for the 49ers, he legit sucked again. And the only reason why they won the Rams, well, not the Rams, the Rams won because of the defense. The reason why the 49ers lost because Sam Darnold cost them the game. Darnold is probably going to start like 3-4 games until he gets benched. Like, Sam Darnold is not going to be a good person under to learn. Like, JJ is going to get thrown into the crossfire right away. Now, if JJ sat for a year and Darnold started for the whole year, then we can talk. But at the same time, I don't see anything that JJ that concerns me. Like, you have people being concerned about the Caleb Williams. You have people concerned about Jaden Daniels. You have people concerned about Drake May. But there's nothing to be concerned about JJ. And like I said, this is not me being biased towards the Vikings. It's me saying the truth. The Vikings regress, and they will continue to regress. Justin Jefferson will not be there, will only play 1 year. And unless you give him a monster contract, he's gonna eventually walk out the door. Which Jordan Addison will be your number one. Which Jordan Addison is a solid number one. T.J. Hutchinson is a very good tight end, but at the same time, I don't feel like the scheme fits JJ McCarthy. Which the scheme is very different from his time in Michigan to the time that he's going to be on the Vikings, which is. Okay, JJ may, like I said, JJ, I could just say he sucks and then he ends up being good, which is a possibility, but he doesn't have potential. He really doesn't. And I think the Vikings would have been better off getting Bo Nix or trading up to get Michael Penix prior to him going to the Falcons. But it's like simple. They don't have a good. They're not going to have a good quarterback for a while, and Kevin O'Connell will get fired along with their GM. I don't know who your GM's name is, but eventually it's going to get blown up, and you're going to be starting over again, and possibly with a new quarterback. But I highly doubt you'll be in the Arch Manning conversations in years later. But I'll basically just say this. If you're thinking that McCarthy's going to be a top quarterback because he won the national... I want to say this. This was the only year Michigan won the championship, which JJ McCarthy was the reason why Michigan couldn't get over the hump many times. He got blown out by TCU. And there were many other times where JJ lost to Justin Fields. So JJ's not that good. Like I said, he's nothing without Harbaugh. Matter of fact, that Michigan team is nothing without Jim Harbaugh. Like, when they won the championship, who did the credit go to? JJ, or did it go to McCarthy? I mean, not McCarthy. Did it go to Harbaugh? It went to Harbaugh because you want to know what Harbaugh did? Harbaugh elevated to his strengths, which Kevin O'Connell will not do. Kevin O'Connell is a bootleg Sean McVay, which most of his disciples are. But it's an unbiased opinion. I don't think he's that scary. Could he be? Yes, but like I said, it's not because I'm a Bears fan and I don't like the Vikings. It's because of the simple fact that JJ does not concern me as an opposing team. You really think, and plus, why do you think Justin Jefferson saying, "Oh, if you want to waste my career, if I'm going to waste my career carrying this bum, why don't you pay me the big bag?" Because you want to know why? Because he knows JJ ain't shit. He knows he ain't. McCarthy is a BUM. You would have been better off keeping Joshua Dobbs, to be honest with you. Because at least Joshua Dobbs can be a bridge quarterback. But I know this. Darnold is not going to start the whole year. Not basically start the whole year. He's going to eventually, one, get hurt, or two, play bad, and then they put McCarthy in. It's one of those two things are going to happen. But I know one thing: JJ will see the field after Sam Darnold, one, stinks it up, or two, gets hurt. But anyways, that's all for today's video. Like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. And always, Bears.